Hey family, welcome to How Love Works, where we talk about the principles for lasting love. I want to talk to you about why black women are easy. I'm going to wait for it. Right now, I'm sure the average black woman, she probably can't wait more than 5 seconds and she's about ready to crucify me and start saying crazy stuff. Didn't even listen, won't even give me 20, or I take it back, that's too long. Won't even give me 5 minutes. Won't even give me 5 minutes. That's the answer to the question. First of all, why are black women easy? Okay. First of all, before I delve into that, let me tell you what I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about that black women are easy sexually. Not interested in that. Don't care. I'm not talking about black women are easy when it comes to them going out and doing what they do in the world of careers, in the world of education. I'm not talking about that either. Not my issue. Here's what I am dealing with. What I'm talking about is that black women are easy from the standpoint that anytime a black man or even another black woman has to say anything about black women in general, it doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent, they've already come to a conclusion that it's negative. That's why, or that's what I mean when I say they're easy. They're easy to be triggered. They're easy from the standpoint that you know that if you say anything about a black woman, it's going to be interpreted already as negative. Now, my question to these women who think in those terms, why is that your default way of thinking? Why is it that you automatically assume, doesn't matter who it is, doesn't matter what it's about, I'm talking about the subject, automatically you go into it's going to be negative. Automatically. And then you start making the most crazy, saying the craziest things and haven't heard anything. Now, if someone were to do that to you, OMG, we would never hit end. If someone was to let you say 2 things out your mouth and then all of a sudden just shut you down and say, see, you just an average black woman, and then just start going off on you. See, when people have predetermined ideas about anything, what do we call that? When I was growing up, they used to call that prejudice. Prejudice. See, I will give a caveat here. I have a lot of males as well as females that watch what I have to say in terms of my little comments. And many black women, to their credit, they will hear me out. They may disagree, but they're not nasty about it. They just state their case why they disagree. And that's fine. That's the kind of woman that I can deal with, because that's an adult right there. I don't expect everyone to agree with my perspective on things. I get that. I'm an adult male. I know that. People come from different parts of the world. They come from different cities. They have different experiences that they've had growing up, and their worldview is still being formed, and we're not going to come to the same conclusion all the time. But why does everything have to be negative? Why do you have to be so defensive? Why do you have to start throwing rocks and you haven't heard a word? You haven't saw anything. So that says to me that, not a lot, but there are a segment of black women out there who already have a predetermined idea about black men in general. So that disqualifies them for a lot of benefits that they might have been available to them, provided they do not come to an encounter with a man or black man with a predetermined negative perspective. Because what it does is it corrupts the relationship or what might be. It corrupts it. So my thing about this issue is, my hope is that I'm giving this message based upon what I've been seeing in the comments from some of the young ladies, because most of the ladies are young, I would say under the age of 35. And of course, excuse me, I've seen some older ladies who are doing the same thing. Now, I'm not trying to be insensitive when I say what I'm about to say, but just because you were in a bunch of relationships that went south, didn't go well for you, doesn't mean every black man has it out for you. I think you think too much of yourselves, many of you. You think too much of yourselves. Many times these relationships went south because you picked a dog and you knew it right off. But because of whatever your reasons, and I'm not judging your reasons because I don't care. You can be with whoever you want to be with, and you can do whatever you want to do because you're an adult. But there is such a thing in this world as civility. Now, I know a lot of young people, because they're special nowadays, nobody taught young people how to be able to have a civil conversation with people that they disagree with. So if you, a person who don't even know me, disagree with something that I'm saying, right? And you just get nasty, I mean just filthy. I can just imagine what you would be like in a relationship. And then you wonder why you're by yourself. You disagree with a perspective that you don't even listen to. You don't even listen to the whole thing. And you already are back on your heels with throwing your rocks. And then you wonder why, because you're about to launch before you even get the countdown. You don't even listen for the countdown. You're ready to go. So I can just imagine what you must be like in a relationship. I'm talking to any female that has listened, well, I take that back. Those who have just listened to 2 or 3 minutes of what I have to say instead of listen to the whole thing. And then even if they listen to the whole thing and just nasty, I mean filthy, disgusting, septic tank, manure, everything you can think of, nasty. And I'm saying if this is coming out of you, I can just imagine what you are like in a relationship. I can just imagine. Because I think about that scripture that talks about it's not what comes or goes into a man that defiles a man, it's what comes out of a man that defiles him. So I'm thinking if this is nastiness is coming out of some of these females, just because they have a different opinion about another person's opinion, all of this filth comes up. I don't care if you've had bad relationships in the past. What's that got to do with another man's opinion? Nothing. They're not morally equivalent. You had a bad relationship, I have an opinion. Where's the moral equivalence? Don't know. Now, if this is really way a small segment of some black women are, I can see why they're so easily triggered. Here's my advice, ladies. This is a very short video. Here's my advice. I'm talking to the minority now. Here's my advice. Stop being defensive. Stop being prejudiced. Every man does not hate you. Every man is not trying to take from you. Every man does not want to harm you. Stop thinking only about the negative, because all you're going to attract is the negative into your life. And if that's the way you are, I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, some of you ladies, you need to correct that. You need to correct it. I'm asking you, I'm begging you. Because if you don't, I'm not worried about if you want to continue to slam me. You do what you want to do. I'm just saying. But I'm saying there's a reason why you stopped and listened to what I had to say. There's a reason. If you want to have the lifestyle that you really want, you're not going to get it if there's not an adjustment in that attitude. You're going to have to be real about some of the attitude and the experiences that's producing that attitude. Some stuff that, whatever it is you've experienced, you're going to have to let that mess go. Whatever it is. I don't know what it is. But if you have a mindset that all men are dogs, doesn't matter. And you won't even listen to them. You won't even listen. You won't hear nothing out. And even if you listen to everything and you still disagree, then all of this venom comes up. I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, ain't nothing good coming from that. You've heard me say this from the beginning, and I'll keep saying it. Get ready. You better get a psychiatrist, because you're going to have to give him your information so he can give you a good prescription for Prozac and go buy yourself some cats. Because other than the fact that you made some kids back in the day, you are going to be by yourself. Because it's something as simple as a man that you don't know make or suggest or has an opinion about something, but he's not being negative or nasty about it. You just don't like it because you don't like the title. And so you either don't listen to it, or if you should listen to it all, venom comes up. Why don't you just state intellectually, logically, why you disagree? Because you can't even do that in a normal relationship with a man. If he disagrees with you, this is what he hears. So I'm only speaking to those women. I'm not talking to the women, or even the men for that matter, because I get some brothers that do the same thing, just as nasty. I don't know where it come from. Only thing I can think of is immaturity. That's the only thing you think of. You got to be a child in the brain to be thinking like that and speaking like that. So, that's my time. I thank you for yours. I see you on the other side, and God bless.